Hello?
I'm calling about the chair you have listed for sale on Craigslist.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for calling. It is still available.
I used to have a real nice chair, but I had an accident.
Okay.
Now I need a new chair.
Well, hopefully I can help. This was my grandmother's chair. She passed away, and it's just sitting here taking up space. If you want, and it's all yours, $40.
Was your grandmother a swamp donkey? I really like swamp donkeys.
No, she was a school teacher. Why does that matter?
Has anyone ever shit in this chair?
Yeah, people sit in the chair all the time. Do you want the chair or not?
I'm 73 years old and I died in my own shit.
Okay, well, this obviously has to be a joke, but thanks for calling.
Wait.
Okay, what?
I think I might know your grandmother.
How could you possibly know my grandmother?
We went on a little trip together.
Okay, and where did you take her?
I took her on a one-way trip to Pound Town.
It's a late night in Ohio, Rob Dog.
Yeah, it is. We're going a couple hours behind.
We are definitely a couple hours behind. Rob said, I don't know if we're going to be able to do an episode tonight, man. And I said,
I was slaving away.
I will wait for you, Jesus. I learned that song in church camp when I was a little kid.
Did you? I have no idea what that is, so.
Do you see how well that worked out for me?
Exactly.
I'm a little bit fucked up now. I'm really fucked up.
It's okay.
And if you've never listened to the Bro Ohio podcast before, we are the darkness. We are the abyss. When you peer out over the ledge and you can't see where the world stops, that's where Bro Ohio lives, right there.
We are the gaping asshole of podcasts.
We are. If you don't like dark humor and nasty shit and balls and taints and feet and shit and turds, then you've come to the wrong place. If you do like that stuff, welcome. Get in the hot tub. We're not wearing swim trunks. We're sterile in this motherfucker. Hop on in. We're going to have a lot of fun. Isn't that right, Rob Dog?
I hope so.
We got the shitty kitty walking around down here in the recording studio.
I was just watching her.
She is. She's going round circles. She's looking for some kitty kibble.
She's hungry. Look at her.
She's very hungry.
Feed the cat, please.
Oh, man. So this episode, sometimes, I just thought about this week, Rob.
Okay.
Oftentimes we'll start the podcast, I'm like, this week we're covering the demon of the fucking nun's vagina. Yeah. And then I'm like, there's no big reveal here because they see the name of the episode whenever they fucking download it. It pops up on their phone.
Unless we just change it and just don't put anything. Just like, just call it new episode.
A smile emoji.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this week we're doing Craigslist disasters. And for some of you that don't, you come here for certain things, this is a potpourri of everything. This has got murder.
Yeah.
This has got some funny stuff. This has got some scary stuff. But you hang in there, because we're gonna try and do our best for you.
We're gonna try for sure.
My mom promised as long as I tried my hardest, it was okay. It didn't matter how it ended up. Rob?
Yeah, I know.
But we want to thank our Patreon subscribers. We got some new ones.
Yay,
Rob! I'm gonna let you start this.
Oh, okay. First off, we got Claudio.
Thank you, Claudio.
Thank you very much.
And next up, we got Melissa Walters. Melissa, thank you so much for your Patreon pledge.
Thank you. Next, we have the Reverend T-Rex.
I'm just picturing some guy in a fucking tie with really short arms. That's okay.
Hey, good for him.
And Josh Baker, thank you for your Patreon pledge. We couldn't do this without you, little buddy. Big buddy.
Very true.
Whatever the fuck you are.
Yeah. Right. Next, we got Sarah Jones. Thank you very much.
Long-time listener, first-time caller, James Ponscum. He is an avid butt chugger. He's very active in Butt Chuggers Anonymous. He sends us Snapchats of his genitals all the time. He's very active in the Brohio community, but now he's officially a Patreon member. Thank you, James Ponscum. I don't think Ponscum is his last name, but oftentimes when he posts stuff on the Snapchat, he's floating around in ponds in a boat. So I think it has I think it has something to do with his name. I'm not real sure.
Okay. Last but definitely not least, we have Andrea Pickett.
Don't pick it.
Don't do it.
Unless you lick it. And then if you lick it, you better fucking stick it. You know what I'm saying, Rob Dog?
I know exactly what you're saying there.
We got all kinds of live shows coming up. We're going to try and go through these real fast for you because I got a little weird story stuff for you this week. I got a personal story, and I got a newspaper article this week,
right.
Rob Dog.
Bring it on.
We got Hillbilly Horror Stories, Brohio, and The Exorcist, Bishop James Long Dick Long, live in Louisville. Yes, I said Long Dick Long, referencing a bishop. Saturday, April 6th, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. You're saying, why 3 p.m. to 6 p.m.? Is this going to be a PG show, even a G-rated show? Fuck, no, it's not going to be. It's going to be at Roasters. We're going to have special guests. We drink, and we know they're another podcast. So we're going to do the live show, 3 to 6. Then we're going to go to Waverly Hills Sanatorium. Rob and I are carrying a backpack.
I cannot wait.
He's going to have a bunch of rubber dicks in his, and I'm going to have a Ouija board in mine.
Yep.
And we're going to try and summon demons at Waverly Hills Sanatorium.
I'm just going to walk around with my butt out the entire time.
No, you're not. I'll have it covered. There's a lot of confusion with this show. If you go to Eventbrite, okay, you Google Brohio Eventbrite, the tickets for the live show are available. The tickets for the... Oh, fucking Google. Here's what I found on the web.
Thanks, Google.
You looked up Brohio Eventbrite, too. Jesus Christ.
It's amateur hour over here.
It's fucking amateur hour. I don't even know. This is a new phone. I don't even know how to turn the volume off on it.
Here's what I found.
So, what's confusing about this show? Starting January 1st, the Waverly Hills website will sell tickets to the tour. The tour starts at 7 p.m., so January 1st, you can go to waverlyhills.com or Waverly Hills Sanatorium, whatever their Waverly Hills website is.
Yeah.
Go there. They have a landing spot for their tickets, and you're going to want to purchase tickets for April 6th for the 7 p.m. tour. That's the one we're going to be on. If you go before that, not going to see us.
Nope.
If you go after that, you're going to see us throwing up in the parking lot. So you pick your fucking poison, okay? Next, we're going to be the home of the Mothman. Saturday, October 5th, 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. This is at Point Pleasant, West Virginia, 64 White Ridge Road. This is going to be at the Caitlin's Lighthouse Pub and Grill. Really cool looking place. We're going to be with another awesome podcast, History Goes Bump. We're also going to be with Jerry and Tracy Pauly.
You'll notice a little theme going through these live shows.
Third wheel for sure. Tickets to that are only $15. Those are available on Eventbrite. Limited seating. Tell them about the last one, Rob Dog.
Last one we're running it back again. We got the Bad Boys and Tracy and Indy. This is us, of course, Hillbilly Horror Stories again, and then our good buddy Justin Rimjob Rimmel from Mysterious Circumstance. We are this is going to be the June 22nd in Indianapolis. Scotty's Brewhouse, 60 seats, $15. Get them.
That's going to be a real good show right there.
Going to be a fun one.
And you can count on one thing, Justin talking a lot. Get him a little bit drunk and ask him a question. One time in Vietnam. Justin, you weren't in Vietnam. No, but I watched Forrest Gump a lot, man. I watched the edited version on TNT, too. I don't care. Sit down and listen to my story.
The good old 90-minute TV cut.
It is. Now, on to our newspaper article. Okay, right. Rob Dog, this comes from the way of the New York Post.
Oh, okay.
So this is official. It starts with, it's uber gross. And if you've never, we like to read these articles every week, but it's our absolute favorite when they involve people shitting on themselves.
Yeah, you got to have a little fun in life.
There is no detective work that was performed this week, but someone inevitably shit themselves, but we can't narrow it down to who. But someone did get shatted on this week.
Shattered?
UberEats customer Leo, who wished to be identified only by his first name, says he was shocked to find feces-stained underwear and food delivered to his Miami, Florida hotel on Sunday night.
How does that even happen?
Why does all the fucked up shit happen in fucking
It's always Florida. Jeez.
Quote, "Who thinks that you're going to get delivered somebody's dirty underwear?" Leo told WPLG. He called the find disgusting, unhealthful, it's potentially deadly. Leo, who was visiting Miami for Art Basel. What is Art Basel?
Well, I don't know.
That sounds delicious. Said he used the UberEats app to get food delivered from a nearby Japanese restaurant.
Okay.
When he went outside to meet the delivery driver, she ran away, which she thought was peculiar. There's your fucking dumplings. I gotta get the fuck out of here. Hey, come back. Don't you want a tip? Keep the money. I grabbed the food, and right when I got the food, she took off running, and I was like, that was kind of odd, Leo said. What came next might explain why she was in such a hurry. He took his food to his room and pulled out what he thought first was a napkin.
Oh, no.
Quote, "I thought this," when I was pulling it out, "this sure is a fancy napkin," Leo said. That ain't a napkin, that's a crapkin napkin.
It's a crapkin.
Upon further inspection, he realized that it was thigh-length underwear that appeared to be stained with human poop. No.
Oh, man.
Let's tell you what, the dumplings are delicious over there. Just make sure you get a handful of them crapkin napkins to help clean it up whenever you're done.
I can't imagine the situation where that would occur, that would be an okay thing to do.
He said, "I thought it was a fancy napkin. It's a fucking cloth diaper. That was on Granddad's asshole."
Why does this napkin have an elastic band?
What a fancy napkin. Oh, this is a cloth diaper. He immediately threw the underwear back in the bag and called Uber, the restaurant, and the police.
He called the cops. He dialed 911.
This is going to sound really weird right now. The company sent WPLG the following statement. "What's been reported is very concerning. We are reviewing this order and reaching out to all parties involved to help understand what may have occurred. The courier has been removed from the app pending investigation. You can find her on..." What's the other one? DoorDash. She's off Uber Eats. Get her on DoorDash.
Oh, man, that's good.
Man, son of a bitch. That is the nastiest shit ever, man, because I use that Uber Eats and DoorDash.
I've never used it.
Yeah, man. And a lot of people that listen are probably like, "Oh, how the fuck do you not?" That stuff is just popping up around here in Ohio. That's
right.
We're just now starting to get the Uber Eats and the DoorDash in Dayton.
And where we live, I mean, we're literally smack dab right by all the restaurants. That's why I don't... Maybe if I was a little bit farther away from things, then yeah.
Yeah, bring me my Chipotle right now.
I mean, I'm definitely lazy enough to use it. But...
I want someone else to make my ass bleed. I don't want to pick it up.
Yeah, maybe at my old house I would have definitely thought about it, but now I'm like 2 minutes from a Chipotle, so...
Right, it works out.
Yeah.
Now, I was going to save this for the Patreon episode, but I think we're going to be a little short on time tonight.
Okay.
This happened to me on my way to work 2 days ago. So I'm on the highway, and I'm exiting the highway, and I go to work. I start my shift at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's a fucking kick in the nuts. Let me tell you that.
Oh, definitely.
But I get on the exit ramp to go to the road for my work, and this car that was behind me, it, like, cuts over behind me, like, just really abruptly, really fast, just, like, you know, as soon as I switched, it switched. And I said, that's weird. So I go on up to the main road from the exit ramp, and I turn to go towards my work, and this car is kind of on my ass, but then there's about a mile and a half long access road to get into my secured facility.
Yeah.
And this car's on my ass the entire time, and I'm thinking, oh, this is a fucking cop, because I usually set my cruise about 8 or 9 miles over the speed limit on my way to work. I said, this is a cop. He's going to fucking stick it in my ass right now. So I'm going down the access road. Normally on the access road, 60 or 70 miles per hour, but the posted speed limit's 35. So I got it set at 35 because I think it's a cop. And I get up to the gate where I have to use my badge to get into my work, and this car is right behind. And I kind of catch a glimpse of it. It looked like Ricky's car. And if some of you may know Ricky is a good friend of the show. Ricky is a fantastic gentleman. He's also single, if any of you guys out there are looking. But it looked like
guys, specifically guys.
It looked like Ricky's car. I said, oh, it's Ricky. He's here a little bit early today. So then I badge in, the gate goes up, and then lo and behold, this car shoots in right behind me. It doesn't badge in, which is a large no-no where I work at.
Right, yeah.
So I'm like, he must really have to take a shit or something. And at this point, I make up my mind that this is Ricky. This is no one else. This is not the police. This is Ricky. So I park my car. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, Rrr. And at the corner of my eye, I see the little maroon vehicle and which is what Ricky drives.
Right.
And I step out of the car, and the car was parked right next to me. So my driver's side window was right up against their passenger side window. So they're just parked parallel with me, right next to me.
Yeah.
And I get out, and I look at Ricky's side view window, and it's not Ricky's car. It's a completely different car altogether. But the person had the window rolled all the way down, and dude, there was this female in the front seat. She looked like she was possibly emotionless. Maybe she was a fucking mute, but she had the window rolled all the way down, and she's just staring right through me. Like staring a fucking hole through me. To the point where I had chills, like my hairs fucking stood up on my neck. She's just staring right with her window all the way down. And there's a guy, I couldn't tell you if it was a guy driving. All I know is the vehicle was so dark I couldn't see the driver. But I could see the lights lighting up this girl's face, and she's just staring right through me. And I'm like, normally I'm a very confrontational person.
Yeah, right.
And I will take things head on. I will fight a fucking crocodile on fucking AIDS. I don't care. And I will fight at the drop of a hat. But at this time, at 3 o'clock in the morning, I just put my head down. I'm like, can I help? And then as soon as I got help halfway out, this car was like, and just tore out of the parking lot for just ripped ass out of there, man.
What the fuck?
But when I got out of the car, this woman's mouth was down. Like she was like you know, her, like she got hit with a bag of what the fuck or something. Like she, you know, I don't know. I don't like to use the R word, but she looked like she might have been retarded. Something was wrong with her. And it would just really fucking creep me out.
That's really weird.
It is. And then, so naturally, I picked up a rock and I fucking threw it at their car and knocked out their back. No, that didn't happen. I just stood there like, what the fuck just happened? Like, I was scared, man. It scared the shit out of me. It was really weird. If it was one of you out there listening, write us brohiopodcast@gmail.com. Let us know if you were the lesbian in the front seat of the car. She had a very spiky haircut. She might not have been a lesbian. She just might have enjoyed spiky haircuts.
I don't know.
I wear my hair spiky sometimes.
Yeah. I think if I was in your situation, I think I would have made a poo.
I think I did. Excuse me, can I help? Just tore out of there, dude.
That would have been really weird, man. That sucks. That's scary.
At 3 o'clock in the morning,
yeah,
Rob, and you don't have your marbles together.
Exactly, yeah. You're still shaking the cobwebs.
Had no fucking clue what was going on. Whew. She might be here right now watching through the window.
Oh, God, don't say that.
Anyways, you've made it this far, 17 minutes and 24 seconds. We're happy to give you some content for real now, maybe.
Maybe. We'll see what we can do.
All right. So this episode is called Craigslist Disasters.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a potpourri of everything. We've got people dying. We got people eating dicks. We got people selling juicers. I'm going to start off with a story about...
I love the way you just slipped that in.
Oh, I slipped it in, all right.
Hey.
This first story is about a juicer.
Okay, I see what you did.
About a guy shooting steroids through the head of his wiener. Because that's where you take steroids.
Right in the pee hole.
Is right through the head of your wiener.
Right into your urethra.
And the best injection tool is another man's mouth. So we have a lot of guys write us like, I think it's funny how much you talk about gay stuff, bro. I don't know if they're trying to break the ice to see if we're single or not. But we are. We are single, ready to mingle.
Just don't tell our wives.
Right. This first story comes by way of Reddit. It says, someone proposed the question, what is your horror story, your Craigslist horror stories? Not whore, as in a drug addict that'll suck your penis for cash. That is a whore that I'm not talking about.
Okay.
I'm talking about scary stuff like Rob Zombie music. That's scary stuff, isn't it?
It's terrifying.
Scary spice. It says, I sold a juicer on Craigslist and ended up dropping it off at this dude's house. The next day, I see a desk for sale that I want, so I inquire, and it's the same dude. Weird coincidence. I go over, and the desk isn't the one pictured. It was a piece of crap that he had clearly cobbled together from scraps. The next day, I got a text from him wanting to know if I want to come over for a beer. Hey, bro. I said, no, thanks. The next day, I found an ad for rims for my exact year, make, and model of my car. Same fucking dude. I realized at this point that during the course of casual conversation, he was picking up on other things I said I wanted. So he was posting ads specifically for me to respond to, so I'd come over and, quote, hang out. A little Netflix and chill.
Yeah, right.
Little Netflix and each other's assholes out. You ever play that game before, Rob Dog?
Once, I'll never do it again.
Little Game of Thrones and tongue kiss each other's fart boxes. I decided it was a good time to change my number, the locks on my house, and swap the batteries in my stun gun.
That's probably a good idea.
One thing I did not put on this list are the safety precautions you should take while engaging on sales on Craigslist. For me, I like to do it in a police department parking lot. That's a very secure spot. Or someplace with lots of fucking cameras.
Yeah. Anytime I didn't use it that much whenever I would buy things, but anytime I would always have somebody else go with me.
Or just not use it at all.
Or don't, exactly.
Yeah. Now, this next story is probably one of my most favorite stories ever.
Ooh.
Not super funny, but there's kind of a awkward build-up, and it's kind of good. If it wasn't good, I wouldn't have fucking used it, Rob.
I believe you.
It says, my youngest brother sent me a text one day. He'd saved up $700 and wanted a computer. I told him I know a subreddit we can go to, but no. He's found a guy on Craigslist with a machine. Says it's like $1,000 machine for $600, and he wants me to go with him to check it out. I can't. My schedule is absolutely packed. The guy basically says he can do a Skype call showing the PC working, and I can peek inside the guts from the video call, so I do that. Because anytime you get the opportunity to peek inside the guts,
you gotta look at them guts.
You gotta do a little gut peeking, you know what I'm saying? It looks good. Very high-end computer, and everything is brand new with boxes for the components. I tell my little brother, who was 18, that it's all good. If he can snatch it, go for it. I mean, this guy's using Snatch. He's looking inside the guts.
A lot of innuendo there.
There's a lot of good stuff going on right here.
Right.
Well, at about 8 p.m., I get a Skype message from the Craigslist seller, and all it says is, quote, I got your brother.
Oh, shit.
You done fucked up, Ron. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
I freeze. Blood runs cold, and for a solid 20 seconds that felt like hours, I started running through how I was going to find this guy and murder him with my bare hands for threatening to hurt my baby brother. And at this point, he doesn't even know if his brother's dead, alive, or... But... just the fact that he got a message via Skype of all places. Like,
yeah, that's super sketchy.
All the places you just get a message. Like, no, this is bad.
Yeah, that's Sketchville.
Someone's already died at this point. Finally, he finishes typing his second message. Quote, he says, he wanted to meet in Walmart parking lot. We met up, and I got out to shake his hand, and he just fainted.
Oh, wow.
He's sitting in my SUV. He woke up once and just passed right back out again.
Oh, my God.
So I told my bro no because I had to work, but obviously this needed to be handled. So at first he said, no, man, I can't go with you to check out the computer. But now that his brother's passed out in some guy's fucking SUV, he's like, all right, I can get off work for this. I'm coming to save you. So I go out, I get out of my car, and instantly see why my brother basically pooped his pants. This dude steps around the SUV, and he's like 9 feet tall, exaggerating. He was about 7 foot and some change.
Holy moly.
And was so jacked, I think he could beat up Gaston from Beauty and the Beast. Well, no one can beat up Gaston.
That's kind of a...
That's a tall feat right there,
Exactly.
buddy. I'm a little less paranoid than my brother, so I hold my hand out for a shake. We do so, and he puts a giant hand on my shoulder and points inside the SUV. I can see my little brother sitting in the far back seat with his knees on his chest like a puppy during a thunderstorm.
Oh, that's so sad.
I chat with the guy. He literally just tried to meet my brother to sell the computer, but he actually fainted in terror. He scooped him up and put him in the back seat to rest. It actually happened. So I opened the door and popped my head in. My little brother, basically on the verge of tears, I explained the situation to him. He admits that he thought the Craigslist seller was going to beat him up, steal his $800, and possibly touch his butthole inappropriately. I laugh. The seller laughs. I chat with the guy for a bit as my brother's loading the stuff into his car. The guy said he bought computer parts yearly when they went on sale and always sold them for a profit for himself, but at a pretty low cost since he slowly built them over the year. He was actually a really great guy. He said my brother was the first person to ever pass out in fear. I mean, all's well that ends well, and I'm sure it was more scary from my brother's point of view, but getting a message from a guy on Skype, I have your brother, is pretty scary, to be honest.
Yeah, that's wild. I can't imagine just seeing somebody and passing out in terror.
God damn, look how big he is. That's a
big motherfucker.
Or all these other people like hobbits or something. That's the first tall person they've ever seen.
You know, some people grow up in certain neighborhoods, and you don't see other races and nationalities or other types of people until you go to college or you venture out. But there's people up in the mountains in some places, and they've never seen Hispanic people. They've never met a Jewish person.
Right.
They've never seen a black person before. It's kind of stupid to think about, but there's people out there that are like that. But the fact that this guy was willing to meet in a Walmart parking lot of all places,
yeah, it's pretty.
Leads me to believe that he's probably encountered all different walks of life before.
You would think,
except for mutant fucking 9-foot men. I wonder if he really thought he was getting his ass pounded out.
That's hilarious.
He might have just passed out in ecstasy.
I just wonder, just because he was big, he like a tall dude, he just automatically thought he was just gonna rape him.
What if the dude really did fucking knock him out and he didn't have as much money as he thought he'd have, so he's like, no, just fucking fuck it. Call his brother.
Let me Skype his brother.
Get him the fuck out of here. Choked him out. Now this next one, it's kind of this was not heavily researched. They call this gentleman the Craigslist Cannibal. He's from Germany. His name is Armin Meiwes. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but
probably not.
Armin Meiwes, Meiwes. And I did not look up the correct pronunciation. This was thrown into the show at the last second. I got this research from Wikipedia. So when you leave us a bad review, you can say, all these guys do is read off fucking Wikipedia. Bunch of goddamn clowns reading off Wikipedia. They ain't got no life. They ain't got no wives. They probably jerk off people watching. Well, we do. We're not upset about it.
Check off every single one of those.
Check them all.
Except we do have wives.
We do. Nah, yeah. You say lives or wives?
Wives.
We do have wives, yes.
Yeah.
For now.
But the other things,
until they
are
fall
debatable.
in love, until they fall in love with one another.
Yeah, I was gonna say fall in love with each other
and leave us. So like I said, this was thrown in at the last second here. This is a very well-known story that I didn't realize fell in the hands of old Craigslist.
He's very charming.
This is your murder story. We've got a couple of them on here, but this is a good one. I stumbled across it. I said I can't leave this out, but I don't have time to fully research it, so I'm just gonna do a little copy, paste here, and that's what you guys are gonna catch that. So my apologies.
You're gonna get the gist of the story.
So there's kind of conflicting stories about whether this guy posted his ad on a site called Cannibal Cafe.
I mean, at least you know what you're getting into there.
I am starving. See what's on the Cannibal Cafe tonight. Oh, testicles. Stop there. That sounds delicious. You ever put some Frank's Red Hot on a good set of nuts? You ever got hot sauce in your genitals before, Rob?
No, I have not.
Have you ever gotten any type of foreign substances on your genitals that caused extreme pain? I have one instance in my life. I was using Icy Hot on my shoulder when I was about 17, and I was naked sitting on the edge of the bathtub, and it dripped down off my shoulder and hit right on the head of my penis. And I said, that's not that bad. I just wiped it off. Little did I know, when I wiped it off, I was actually smearing it in like fucking hand sanitizer. Just rubbing it in.
Oh, man.
So then about 3 seconds into the shower, I'm like, oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Mom, come in here. I need you to blow on it. Like, I was fucked up, dude. If you want to feel pain, you want to feel the essence of pain, I recommend you putting Icy Hot on your pee hole.
I'm okay, man.
If you don't want to go all the way with it, just rub it around the pee hole. Just grab it and do a little twirl. Don't even go all the way in it. Just do a little semicircle around it, and you'll get the full rush of Icy Hot on your genitalias.
I'll take your word. I'll live vicariously through you.
But I love Icy Hot. I like the way it smells.
Oh, it smells amazing.
I don't like the way it feels on my penis. And I definitely don't like it when I order carry out and there's shitty underwear in my fucking shit. That's very sad to me.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
Now back to Armin Meiwes. We're going to call him Armin.
Just call him Armin, yeah.
Armin Hammer Baking Soda is what we're going to call him.
All right.
He posted an advertisement. Like I said, conflicting reports. I think he might have posted it on Cannibal Cafe and Craigslist. But the Cannibal Cafe is a now defunct forum for people with a cannibalism fetish.
I mean, I probably could have guessed that.
Where do you get Armin stated that he was looking for a well-built 18 to 30-year-old. I'm out. 18 to 30-year-old to be slaughtered and then consumed. He was very concise about what he wanted to eat or what he wanted to do to this person. He's like, I
know this story.
Want to fucking eat you. I have full intentions of eating your penis.
At least he's upfront and honest. I mean, that's
that's consent, big
points
dog.
for him. Points for him.
He skated a lot of prison time by getting consent. So we had a gentleman respond by the name of Bern Jurgen Armando Brandes, or it's a foreign name that I cannot pronounce. We're going to call him...
It's a really German name.
We're going to call him Big Bern.
Big Bern.
He was an engineer from Berlin, and he answered the advertisement in March of 2001. Many other people responded to the advertisement, but backed out. I think in total he had around 6 people that responded to the article. Meanwhile...
Man...
There's a picture of me on Craigslist in a jockstrap with my balls completely pulled out of my ass, and I can't get anyone to respond to that personal.
Right.
I think as of a few years ago, the casual encounters and shit like that,
it's all gone.
It's all gone, which is a sad fucking day. You got to go to Pets, the community Pets, to find people to have sex with now on Craigslist.
Okay.
I don't know where. If you know where to go to have sex on Craigslist now, write us an email, brohiopodcast@gmail.com. Let us know the best place to find coitus on Craigslist. Fill us in. Fill us up. So we can fill you in, fill you up.
All the above.
All of the above. Now, he was an engineer from Berlin. He answered, along with a lot of other people. The two, Armin and Big Bern, they made a fucking videotape together when they met on March 9th of 2001 in Armin's home in the small town of Rotenburg, showcasing Armin's amputating... This is the video. So the video shows... Armin amputating Big Bern's penis with his agreement. I want to say the video did make it out there, and I watched it a long time ago.
Okay.
There's like some ambient red lighting, and they are literally just taking a fork and a knife and just like cutting up this guy.
Oh my God.
To eat him. And it shows the two men attempting to eat Big Bern's penis together, but ultimately Big Bern, he died that night. But before doing so, Big Bern swallowed 20 sleeping pills and a bottle of cough syrup, and he also drank a bottle of fucking schnapps.
Wonder why he died.
Listen.
It was either from getting his dick cut off or from overdosing, one or the other.
One way or the other. Either I'm going to bleed because my dick fell off, or I'm going to bleed from drinking 2 gallons of schnapps. Dude, that would hurt my tummy so bad.
Oh, man, that'd be the worst.
I'd have the motherfucking bubble guts from hell. My stomach, if I drank a gallon of schnapps, my stomach would be like, fuck you. Fuck you. My diabetes would flare up, my toenails would curl and turn yellow and shit. I'd be all kinds of fucked up, dude. But before doing so, like I said, he swallowed 20 sleeping pills, a bottle of cough syrup, schnapps, likely causing an effect of slowed breathing and extreme tiredness. Now, Big Bern initially insisted that Armin attempted to bite his penis off. That didn't work, Rob.
None of this sounds fun.
Listen, we're gonna have a lot of fun tonight either way, but if I can't bite through this thing, we're not going any further.
I would leave a horrible review for the Cannibal Cafe if I was these people.
Would not recommend.
Yeah, right.
But the biting of the penis, it did not work, and ultimately, Armin used a knife to remove Big Bern's dick. Now, Big Bern apparently tried to eat some of his own penis raw, but could not. Because it was too tough, and as he put it in the video, it was chewy.
I told you I only like licorice. This doesn't taste like licorice at all. This tastes like dickorice.
Well played.
It's so nasty. Now, Big Bern, he said, okay, I got an idea here, okay? This is chewy. We're going to cook it up with some fucking garlic. This is going to make this a lot
Look at this, man. He goes full, like, Gordon Ramsay on it. Salt, pepper, wine, and garlic.
He then fried the penis in a pan.
He's sauteing the shit out of this.
He said, we're going to make it work. He then fried it with some of Big Bern's fat, but by then it was too burnt to be consumed. Oh,
That sounds like giving up to me.
fuck.
You went through all that effort. You might as well fucking try to
What's
eat it.
wrong? Burnt the dick. You did what? I burnt the fucking dick. The dick is burnt. No one likes their dick well done. Well, Nicolicious likes his dick well done, if you know what I mean.
Hey.
If you know what I'm saying.
Giggity, giggity, goo.
Oh, he then chopped the penis up into chunks and fed it to his dog.
Oh, man. Don't bring animals into it.
Patches. I love you, Patches. Here's some dick.
Here's Big Burn's dick.
According to court officials who saw the video, which has not been made public, Big Burn may already have been too weakened from blood loss to eat any of his penis. Why does that matter?
Right. I don't know.
He put garlic and wine and salt and pepper. That looks delicious. Why doesn't he eat it? Oh, he might not be hungry. He might have lost too much blood. There we go. There's our answer. He lost too much blood.
Yeah, he may be overdosing right now and dying.
Didn't you see all those schnapps he drank? What a bunch of fucking dumbasses. So then Armin then ran Big Burn a bath before going to read a Star Trek novel. This is true. He put him in the bath. He's like, I'll be back. He went and read a Star Trek book while checking back on Big Burn every 15 minutes, during which time Big Burn lay bleeding in the bath. Later, Big Burn got out of the bath and collapsed, falling into unconsciousness due to blood loss.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Oh, you'll wonder what happens when you cut your dick off, do you? You're going to bleed to death.
Especially being in a bathtub full of water, it's not going to help.
A whole bunch of schnapps. Big Burn continued to drift in and out of consciousness before finally collapsing again after long hesitation and prayer. I pray I don't burn this next dick. Armin killed Big Burn by stabbing him in the throat, after which he hung the body on a meat hook. It's said that before he stabbed him in the neck, he fucking made out with him. That's I also did read that. The incident was recorded on a 4-hour videotape.
Oh, God.
Armin ate the corpse over the next 10 months, storing body parts in his freezer under pizza boxes and consuming up to 44 pounds of the flesh.
God, it's a lot.
Oh, God. According to prosecutors, Armin committed the act for sexual pleasure.
10 months. Does anybody out there know how long human flesh really lasts? How long is it good for? What's the expiration date on human?
Dude, have you ever washed a pair of jeans and then dried them and then found $20 in the pocket? You're like, oh, sweet.
Right.
This guy's like, all right, I cleaned my fucking apartment. I'm all out of body parts to eat. And he moves the pizza box. Like, oh, here's a finger. Get this fingernail off. This would be delicious.
Oh,
I think I got some burnt dick left over, too. If I put some wine, salt, garlic.
Silly Germans.
And he said that, oh, God. This is making me nauseous. He said it tastes like pork. When he testified, he said that when he ate the body, it tasted similar to pork. So I have a feeling that I full on would taste like a Golden Corral buffet, like a breakfast buffet. If someone ate me, they'd be like, you know what? He's not that bad.
He's buttery.
He's very buttery. Almost like a croissant. But it's not it's delicious. He's really good. Now, this guy, the thing about Germany is there were no laws against cannibalism, and there was a bit of a hang-up because in the video, Big Burn's like, go ahead, cut my dick off and eat it. He consented. He said, bring it on.
Yeah.
Eat my dick. Usually when I tell someone to eat my dick, it's because
That's not what you pictured.
They swoop in there and take my parking spot. Like, hey, motherfucker, eat my dick. No, he's like, eat my dick. I literally want you to cut my dick off and put it in your mouth and eat it.
Oh, man.
Eat my cack.
I could never.
And then he goes, this guy, Armin had a girlfriend as well. She said he was really fucking weird. They dated for a while. She said she left because she found out that he liked dudes. Little did she know that he liked eating dudes' dicks.
Yeah, I was going to say, did she know about that?
That looks delicious. What is that? Oh, this is a penis. You see that right there? That's the mushroom head. A lot of fat right there. Oh, man. So that's the that's the bloodiest of the bloody right there, man.
I don't like it.
I don't like it at all.
I don't like it at all.
But like I said, they had a hard time nailing him with a certain charge because Big Burn, like, sure, eat my dick, I don't care. And then they charged him with manslaughter and then I think murder for sexual gratification. he was only going to do 6 years, but then he got
Wow.
retried, and they found him guilty of murder for sexual gratification.
Sure, eat my dick.
So he's never getting out of prison, thank God. There's a lot of interviews with him. He's highly accessible. I called him. He didn't answer.
Of course, that's usually what happens.
I tried to find him on Craigslist. Didn't work.
Looking for man to eat my dick.
Yeah. Imagine if, because in the ad, he wanted pictures of whomever he was going to eat.
Okay.
And if he got my picture, he would just be like, because you know my email is delicious, Nickalicious. So
definitely.
it's already coming through with a bang.
Yeah, you're already throwing out what you're
It's
giving.
it's hitting the inbox so hard it's knocking all the other emails out of it. Just like
Leaving them winded.
yeah. You hear all the other emails just fly out of it.
Delicious.
Yeah. Look at this. Look
delicious.
at him. How big's your dick? Not very big. Pass. I'll pass. The next one is it's definitely a murder as well.
Okay.
This was a series of murders from Ohio.
Hey.
Stand up, represent.
Yep.
Represent, motherfucker.
Word.
Now, this is the original wanted ad. I'll let old Rob Dog take care of that, but
Yeah.
this is the original Craigslist posting.
Wanted. Caretaker for farm. Simply watch over a 688-acre patch of hill. I was about to say hillbilly.
Oh, hillbilly dick.
patch of hilly farmland and feed a few cows. You get $300 a week and a nice 2-bedroom trailer. Fuck, I got to change my accent here. Someone older and single preferred, but we'll consider all. Relocation's a must. You must have a clean record and be trustworthy. This is a permanent position. The farm is used mainly as hunt and preserve, is overrun with game, has a stocked 3-acre pond, but some beef cattle will be kept. Nearest neighbor is a mile away. The place is secluded and beautiful. It will be a real getaway for the right person. Job of a lifetime. If you're ready to relocate, please contact ASAP. Position will not stay open.
And if you get real mad, you can go outside and tip the trailer over like a fucking tornado coming through here, Jack.
Simply watch over 688 acres. How can you simply watch over that much land?
Way too much fucking exercise for me, dude.
It's so much land.
Oh, fuck all of that right now. Fuck that.
All
Fuck
right.
you. I'm not doing that. But this guy, he got a lot of people to respond to this ad. Because for people that are at the end of the line, the bottom of the barrel, this is an excellent opportunity for someone like that. For $300 a week in a trailer, no bills,
Right.
you
Yeah.
could survive off that being by yourself. This is
definitely.
a fresh start, a fresh beginning for someone, and he had a lot of people respond. He interviewed a lot of people. Now, like I said, this ad was posted by Richard Beasley, and he currently sits on death row in the Ohio Department of Rehabilitation and Correction. Delicious Nickalicious former employer.
There you go.
God love him. Now, the first victim that we're going to speak of here is old Scott Davis. Scotty Davis, I tried to find him on Facebook. He doesn't have one.
He's dead.
I tried to find him on Twitter. Couldn't find him. No, he's not dead. He's actually the only one that got away from these series of murders.
Good for him.
He answered the ad on October 9th of 2011. Richard Beasley of Summit County, Ohio, was the poster of this ad. Let me tell you about Summit County, Ohio.
Yeah, tell me about it.
There's fucking nothing out there. I have no notes written down. I just know that I used to work out that way. It's literally, it looks like some the hills have eyes shit. There's nothing
Yeah.
out there.
688 acres of land here. That kind of tells you what you're looking at.
But that didn't exist. That was all made up.
Dun dun dun.
None of that was real. 4 weeks later, Scott Davis was in the back of Beasley's personal vehicle with Beasley's 16-year-old nephew, Brogan, in the front seat.
Brogan.
What do you want to name your kid? I broke it. What? Brogan? Oh, I broke it. Brogan sounds real nice. That's what his uncle's going to do to his butt after he doesn't fucking... Never mind. Now, like I said, Davis, he was just looking for a fresh start, a new beginning. This was an excellent opportunity. He went through some interviews with old Beasley to try and get this job lined up, and he was picked. He was the one to come live on the fucking 20 bazillion acre farm, 3 acre stocked pond. NASCAR track on the premises. Beef cattle. We got beef cattle.
Is there any other type of cattle?
We don't got no goddamn chicken cattle.
I was to say, isn't all cattle beef?
I had some goddamn barbacoa cattle for dinner with some extra salsa and corn.
I had to specify it's a beef cattle.
I think there's dairy cows and then beef cattle, I guess, is what is the difference here. But grab some of them goddamn barbacoa cows. There you go. Now, Davis, 48 years old, he left his girlfriend in South Carolina. He dropped everything. He told people that it would put him closer to his ailing mother in Akron, Ohio, closer to the land to watch LeBron James
LBJ
throw down some fucking dunks. He would be right up in there, right up in it. But Davis, he just left it all behind. He said, "This is too good of an opportunity to pass up. I'm going to Ohio to watch over the beef cattle." That's what I'm going to do.
Gotta watch the beef.
But in the ad, Beasley, you'll remember his first name, Richard Beasley.
Dick Beasley.
Yes, Dick Beasley. He used the name Jack in the ads.
Okay, so he's a fucking liar, too.
So Jack had reminded Davis in the emails to bring his Harley because there was, quote, plenty of beautiful rural roads to putt in.
To putt.
What the fuck does that mean? You want to go ride a motorcycle? No, but I like to go putt up and down the road sometimes. Stupid shit. Fucking hillbillies are the worst, man.
I know, they really are.
I'm going to go putt. Make sure you bring that goddamn Harley Davidson. Speaking of Harley, that's my daughter and my dog's name's Harley. I think it's a real pretty name. Now, Jack, or Richard Beasley, and Brogan had met Davis for breakfast at the Shoney's in Marietta.
Of course they did.
Where Jack had quizzed his new hire about what he'd brought with him in his trailer. So Davis, when he'd come from South Carolina, he was pulling a trailer with his truck, completely packed to the brim with all of his life belongings. He hadn't been, he wasn't a deadbeat. He had jobs for a long time. He had things. Davis boasted that his trailer was packed full from top to bottom, quote. And then after breakfast, Davis followed Jack, and I say Jack, but I'm talking about Beasley.
Richard, Beasley.
And Brogan to the Food Center Emporium in the small town of Caldwell. I've been to Caldwell. There is literally nothing fucking there. Where he left his truck and trailer in the parking lot to be picked up later. Jack told Davis that the small road, listen closely here, that the small road leading to the farm had split, and they'd have to repair it before bringing the truck up. Why don't we just take my truck? Can't use your truck, the road's broken. The what? The road's fucking broken, dude. But I got a truck. Did you not hear me?
You clean out them fucking ears, boy.
This Buick Regal will get over the broken road. Your truck will not get over the broken road. And this is the guy you went watching over your beef cattle. Maybe not. They've been driving for about 15 minutes, the paved road giving way to gravel, and then the gravel giving way to dirt, while Davis watched the signal strength bars on his phone disappear.
That's a red flag right there.
Jack told his nephew to pull over in a densely wooded area. Now, when
here's another red flag.
And he pulled over, he said, "Hey, pull over where we got that deer last time." That's what Jack said to Brogan in the front seat. He said, "Pull over where we got that deer last time." Now, Jack told Davis that he left some equipment down by the creek and he needed Davis's assistance going down and getting the equipment away from the creek. Davis followed him down to the creek when suddenly Jack gave the notion that he was turned around. He had no fucking clue where he was at. He didn't know where he put the equipment. He said, we have to go back. We have to go back to the vehicle because I have no fucking clue where I'm at. Now, Davis, the victim here, he turned around and started to head towards the truck and started walking. Suddenly, he heard click.
Ah, shit.
And then he heard Jack say, "Fuck!" Davis turned to see a pistol pointed directly at his head. Davis shielded his face, but the next bullet didn't jam. He heard a gunshot and felt his elbow explode.
Oh, fuck.
Dude, just fucking kill me. Don't shoot me in the elbow.
Man.
I don't want to be shot in the knee, and I don't want to be shot in the elbow.
Or the stomach. That's
Yeah, that would suck too.
They say that's like the most painful place because you can't even move. Like think about all the stuff like you do, any movement at all.
That's why, and I hate. No, this is kind of what we're about. We get off fucking topic. But,
yeah.
One thing I really feel for women is cesarean sections, man.
Yep.
They literally cut their abdomen open, rendering their abdominal muscles completely useless for weeks after that.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to use my abs to shit. I have to use my abs to lean way back to get me a big old drink of my Diet Mountain Dew.
I will say one thing, because were all three of your girls C-section girl?
They all three came from my dick, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they were all three C-sections.
Same for all three of ours.
No, the first one, my wife got her all the way out. There's like, I saw fucking eyebrows and hair. I'm like, oh, there's a baby. And the doctor's like, we got to do a C-section. I'm like, whoa. I can get that out. I can get her out. She's right there. We got to do a C-section. So then they whisk her off to the C-section. I'm like 20, 21 years old, and they're doing, and Stacy looks at me in the eye and she says, I feel everything right now. I'm like, oh my God.
Shit.
Oh, shit. She needs medicine. She needs medicine. And the anesthesiologist is like, what's wrong? I'm like, she just told me she feels everything. He's all right. I got it. And he puts something up to her neck and squeezes into her neck. And she's like, I think
It's gone.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, you killed my fucking wife. You give me back my wife, you son of a bitch. He's like, no, she's fine. She's fine. She'll come back. And then the baby comes out, little Emily, she's crying and screaming.
Yeah.
And I look at my wife and she's like, she's in fucking La La Land. There's a baby. Yeah. I don't know what the fuck to do with the baby. Do I take it in my hands and leave with it? What do I do? Do I put it in my pouch? What do I do? I don't know what to do with this baby.
Right.
But fortunately, the hospital, they got me through it.
Yeah. I will say, though, that women can handle that stuff way more than I think that we could.
Oh, yeah.
I would cry so much. I would bitch and I would moan and I would, like, she was up walking around like the next day. Me, I'd be laying in bed for a month.
Make me feel better. Take this pain from me.
I'm horrible with pain.
Yeah, you ever heard of the man flu before?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. My mom was complaining about my dad this week.
Yeah.
My dad, tough as fucking nails, man. Toughest dude I ever met. And my mom called, he's just fucking complaining about everything. I'm like, what's wrong? He's got a fucking cold. I'm like, oh, yeah, he's really sick then. Leave him alone. He's really sick. Give him some time, Mom.
We have different guys have different recuperating times than women do.
Exactly. Now back to getting shot in the fucking elbow.
Okay, elbow blown up.
No thanks.
Yeah.
So he immediately after he gets shot in the elbow, pure adrenaline takes him. He immediately takes off into a dead sprint until he heard no more gunfire and heard no one chasing after him.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
And Richard Beasley was a big old sloppy fat fuck, so he couldn't have chased him very far if he wanted to. He said, maybe you got some of that B&E. I'll come get you some of them bacon and eggs, but you ain't got no goddamn sausage and no pancakes. I ain't chasing after your dumb ass. I shot you in the elbow. You're going to die sooner or later. But to everyone's dismay, Davis, he hid in the woods for several hours with a gunshot wound to his elbow.
Man, that guy's a bad motherfucker.
Until the sun started to settle. He feared, obviously, his attacker would find him, so he remained hidden in the woods there. In comes Jeff Shockling. Shockling.
Okay.
He was in his mother's living room when there was a knock at the door. Now his 9-year-old nephew, he says, go get the goddamn door, Cletus. Rufus. I don't know his nephew's name. He's 9. He lives up in the mountains of wherever county this was. Go answer the goddamn door, Cletus. Now, the one thing that when Jeff talked to the media, he said the one thing that was strange about the door knocking is in that specific area of the United States of America, people don't knock on doors. They just come in. Everyone knows everyone. Everyone's friends. You know everyone down the street. So the fact that there was a knock on the door, he said either it was the police or someone was there to shut off my goddamn electricity. He didn't know what the fuck it was. So they bring him in. They said, he's like, holy shit, there's a guy back there. He shot me in the fucking elbow. He's trying to kill me. He's trying to take my Harley. They called 911. So then the sheriff responds. The sheriff comes from Noble County. It took him around 15 minutes to respond. Davis, he told the sheriff the entire story, how he was in town for a new job. He was tending to 688 acres of cattle ranch. And the sheriff says, wait a goddamn minute right here.
This whole town is 688 acres.
He that's what he said. He said there is no farm around here that is that fucking big. So obviously there's some red flags. Now, Davis kept going on about a Harley Davidson and how the guy who shot him was probably going to steal it. The sheriff sized Davis up, middle-aged white guy, puffy eyes, long hair, jean jacket, babbling about a Harley, and figured he was involved in some kind of dope deal gone bad.
Totally stereotyping.
Oh, my
It's
God.
totally stereotyping.
Oh. Now, Hannum made a few phone calls to his local informants, which was the sheriff, but none of them had heard anything. Then he located the truck and the trailer in the Food Center Emporium parking lot, and they were just as Davis had described them. It was beginning to look, Hannum later recalled, like Mr. Davis truly was a victim rather than whatever I thought he was at the beginning.
Goddamn hippie.
But the thing was, is they didn't pursue any leads here. They just kind of let it go. They didn't go back and look for the guy that shot him.
This guy's got a blown out elbow.
He says, well, here's the moral of the story here. You listen to me for a second, boy. You got shot. That sucks. Shit happens. You got to get on your Harley and just move on. You know what I mean? I understand that it sucks. You ain't going to be able to jack off with that arm for a long time. Unless you're an all-wrist kind of person, you could probably jack off right now. But if you're an elbow jacker like me,
You ever jack off with your elbow before? That's where you flex really hard.
Oh, like
And then you put your dick in the crevice between your bicep and your forearm.
that's the chicken wing.
Can you do that?
That's the headlock.
I can't do my stomach.
Headlock.
My stomach gets in the way. I can jerk my stomach off with my elbow.
Oh, shit.
The sheriffs, they didn't pursue any leads on this. They said, we don't fucking care. He got shot in the elbow. Did he die? No. No one's dead. Did anyone hurt the cattle? No.
These police suck.
They're sheriffs, which
Okay. Yeah.
they weren't even from their jurisdiction. They come from another jurisdiction. This place is so far off the reservation, they don't even have people that...
They don't have a police department.
No one works there.
Yeah.
More than 100 people applied for this job,
Oh, no.
and Jack would use that as leverage when he was interviewing people. He made it sound like a cowboy fantasy. We had to stop there for a second. Rob Dog kicked the fuck out of his computer and unplugged it, but we're back.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, so he's trying to portray this as a cowboy fantasy. He did a lot of interviews for this job. There was several people that got hired and killed for this shit. The last guy, old Scotty Davis, or what was his name? Something Davis. I don't know. He fucking died. He did not die. He just got shot in the elbow. He made it out. He would meet the locals at the mall. He would also meet at food courts. He would conduct pre-employment questionnaires. But oftentimes, these people that were interviewed by the sheriff, this makeshift police department out there, they said that the interviews would end abruptly. One guy said that, I can watch your beef cattle and I can watch your 628 acres, but one thing you need to know about me is I'm a fucking black boot in jiu-jitsu. And he says, oh, you're a black boot in jiu-jitsu. I can't have you on my goddamn farm. And he said, this interview's over. And then he left the food court. He just left the guy sitting there. He said, you're going no further. And then the one guy, he said, I want this job. I need this job. But I have a fiance. I'm going to be getting married soon. Old Jack said, nope. He got up and left the interview abruptly for that one as well. So these guys were getting these, just getting cut off right in the middle of the interview for these, I guess, kill switch questions that were going on.
Right.
So that was very suspicious to these guys that were being interviewed.
Yeah, he's trying to figure out people that they don't have any tie-up somewhere.
Exactly.
Maybe somebody won't miss them if they go missing.
And that's what he got from Davis. Davis was the one who got away, but others weren't so fortunate. There's one gentleman by the name of David Pauly, no relation to our friend Jerry, the bald guy Jerry Pauly from the Hillbilly Horror Stories. David Pauly was the first applicant. He lived in Norfolk, Virginia. He was a general go-to guy at a local distribution warehouse for over 20 years. He did all the maintenance. He would get the crapping napkins for people if someone shit in their Uber bags. He would help out with, whatever needed done. But around 2003, he called it quits at the warehouse. He was frustrated. It seemed like a dead-end job for him. He bounced around jobs after that. One of my buddies at work, he said, hey, that murder you're looking at, he was a janitor at a building I was at. I was like, oh, well, that's pretty fucking weird. It's a small world.
Yeah, right.
But he bounced around jobs. He ended up getting a divorce in 2009, but that didn't hold him down. He wasn't down and out, He moved in with his brother. His brother had a spare bedroom at his house. His brother and his wife, they welcomed him. They welcomed him into their home. They said, come on in, have you pop. But he said he wanted to be able to bring home some pussy. You want to bring that pussy home and beat it up and break it. You can't do that when you got fucking seashell wallpaper on the walls, Rob Dog.
Definitely can't know.
Some chicks are into that, though. I don't know very many chicks these days that are into wallpaper, though. That shit is a really fucking big hassle to take down.
It's horrible to take down. Yeah, it's not fun.
The absolute worst. But in October of 2011, David Pauly, he found the ad on Craigslist as well. He had a friend that he talked to every day that was in the same predicament. His friend moved to Ohio after divorce, and he was doing very well. He found a job. He had a hot rod. All day long, you know, in excess of 50-plus times a day, he would talk to his friend via Nextel walkie-talkies. Hello. Those days, that was bad.
Those were so much fun.
I never had one, but my dad had a lot of fucked up friends, and then his phone would just be like, "Oh, man, what you doing eating pussy?" And he'd be like, "Oh, man." And he'd just start yelling through people's phones.
We had them for work. They were the best.
Yeah. Well, the gentleman, David Pauly, when he responded to the Craigslist ad, here's what he wrote. He said, "Well, about me, I'm 51 years young, single male. I love the outdoors. I currently live in Virginia, have visited Ohio, and I really love the state. Being out there by myself would not bother me as I like to be alone. I own my own pickup truck, so hauling would not be a problem. If I can fix most anything, I have my own carpenter tools. If chosen, I will work hard to take care of your place and treat it like my own. I also have a friend in Rocky River, Ohio. Thank you. Love, David." Now, Jack said he narrowed it down when he would call these people to tell them that they were he would say, you know, "I've got 3 applicants left. You're in the running, so stay by the phone, because if I pick you, you know, you got to be ready. You got to start right away." And that was the biggest pretense for this job, is these guys needed to know that if they got picked, they had to start fucking now. Stat, okay? Now, David was one of the ones that got narrowed down to the final 3 for this specific hiring. Mm-hmm. Jack told David that he would call by Friday at 2 p.m. The call came late that evening. Now, David was living with his brother and his wife at the time in the seashell wallpaper bedroom, like we talked about before.
Yeah.
His brother said David was immediately shot full of energy, and he was the happiest man on earth. It was the most elated he'd seen his brother in months.
Oh, man.
When Jack finally called and said, "Yes, I would like to hire you as the farmhand. I want you to come to Ohio, bring all your things, start your new life, get your fresh start." Now, he was also very close to his sister as well, David was. When he called his sister, he said his new boss was a preacher and said he felt like the Lord was finally pointing him toward the place where he might find peace. That week, David went to the men's Bible study group he'd been attending since he moved into his brother Richard's house. For weeks, he'd been praying, and not to win the lottery or to get a girlfriend. He always prayed for steady work, and everyone there agreed that God, the Lord Jesus, had finally heard his prayers and answered his prayers.
Must be God.
The church gave Pauly $300 from its Helping Hands fund so that he could rent a U-Haul trailer. He packed up all of his stuff, his model trains, his books and DVDs, his Jeff Gordon t-shirts and posters, his Christmas lights, and the small box containing the ashes of his old cat, Maxwell Edison, and hit the motherfucking road, Jack.
That is the most regal cat name ever.
Get in here, Maxwell Edison. Get in here. Bring me one of my Jeff Gordon shirts with you.
I can't help but like this guy.
Rainbow motherfucking warrior. Now, David Pauly went to the Red Roof Inn in Parkersburg, West Virginia on the Saturday night, October 22nd, 2011. This is the night before he was set to meet Jack in Marietta, Ohio, which is not far away. The next day, he met his boss at Bob Evans down on the farm,
Ohio's finest.
and he talked to both his friend and his sister before he went to meet his new boss. He called his sister. He said, "Hey, I'm finally going to meet my new boss. Once things settle down a little bit, I'll call you and let you know how things are going." She said, "Call me right away to let me know you're okay." His friend, who he Nextel walkie-talkied with 50 fucking times a day, chirp, chirp, they said, "Hey, when you get to the new farm, call me, buddy. Let me know you're okay," because they had plans for that weekend. They were going to hang out together. His friend had a hot rod. He said, when you get
Hell
down
yeah.
on Saturday, I'm going to bring the hot rod down. We're going to go turn up the motherfucking streets around there.
Bring your nicest Jeff Gordon shirt.
We're going to go putt up and down the goddamn roads, man. We're going to get some carry out, get some shitty cloth diapers in there. We're going to fuck it all up, right? We're going to get some White Castles. We're going to shit on each other's mattresses. Then we're going to fuck each other. Because no, you ain't fucked anything in a long time, buddy. You always talking how backed up you are on these Nextel walkie-talkies trying to jerk off on there. You ever jerk off with your elbow before? Right there, slide it in there, do a little headlock on it. But Chris, which Chris was his friend, the Nextel walkie-talkie friend, Chris never heard from David. So
that's
there's
sad.
obviously something going awry there.
Mm-hmm.
So Chris decided to call David's brother, and he got Jack, the murderer, he got Jack's number. So then Chris called Jack, and Jack said that David was busy. And then after he was done being busy, he would call when he was done with all of his chores. A few more days, nothing. So Chris Chris is very concerned. David's sister, she's very concerned. Now, when he called a few days later, Jack said that when he showed up at the farm that day, Polly had packed all of his things in a truck and said he was leaving. Apparently, he'd met some guy in town who was headed to Pennsylvania to work on a drilling rig, and he decided to follow him there. So at this point, Chris and the sister, they're thinking, okay. So he just said, fuck this job, and just left. But that was extremely out of character for David because David would contact both of them several times a day. Like we said, he would talk to Chris 50 times a day on the Nextel walkies. If that doesn't shout they want to give each other broskies, I don't know what fucking does, dude.
Hey, I don't judge.
Me and you talk 3 or 4 times a day, and then when you call, my wife's like, oh, is that your boyfriend? I'm like, he's not my fucking boyfriend, okay? It's more serious than that.
We're pretty exclusive.
Absolutely. But this couldn't have happened. They were the best of friends. He would never just leave like that and not tell his friend.
It'd be fishy, definitely.
So then Chris talked to Deb, which is his sister, and she was tracing him point by point by point everywhere he'd been. The hotel, the restaurant, everywhere he could have possibly been between X and Y. She was trying to trace his steps. It wasn't until Friday night, November 11th, nearly 3 weeks after David Polly had left for Ohio, that she remembered something else. Cambridge, the town where he said the farm was located. She typed the name into Google and found the local paper, the Daily Jeffersonian.
Oh, wow.
That's a fucking mouthful. She scrolled through the pages until she landed on the headline dated November 8th. Quote, man says he was lured here for work, then shot.
Oh, shit.
And they still, at this point, they have no idea where old David is.
Blown out elbow.
They're just, they're hitting his walkie like, he's not answering.
I'm balls deep in this hole. Y'all trying to get me to answer my motherfucking Nextel walkie-talkie. Ain't doing that shit.
She talked to the police department, and this finally lit the fire for the investigation to move a little
fucking do something
further forward. At this point, like, that guy got shot in the fucking elbow. He's going to be all right. Ain't nobody getting arrested for it. He's probably trying to use someone's crapper. He's trying up there to make a doo-doo in someone's bathroom that didn't want him up in there. But they said, all right, maybe something fishy is fucking going on here. The next day, a Saturday, the sheriff's office called an FBI cybercrime specialist. I'm surprised they even knew what the fuck that was.
Right.
To help them get information about who had written the Craigslist ad. They also sent a crew with the cadaver dogs back to the woods where Davis had been shot. One FBI agent would later recall the torrential downpour that day and the sound of coyotes howling. A few hours before dark, the investigators found a patch of disturbed soil overlaid with tree branches. They began digging with their hands until they found blood seeping up from the wet earth and a socked foot appeared. Well, at least he went out wearing socks, so it wasn't fucking gay. And that's what I learned in prison. Is you can do anything you want to another man's asshole as long as you keep your socks on.
Yeah.
I did learn that in prison.
Yep, can't go that extra step.
The body they discovered was face down, and one of the items they removed from it was a corded black leather bracelet with a silver clasp. Mackie telephoned Debbie, David's sister, and described the bracelet. Yes, it was her brother's, she told them. The investigators also found a second grave, this one empty. They later learned it had been meant for Davis.
Oh, shit.
Who was shot in the elbow.
They were already planning that.
Yes, so there was some surveillance from the Bob Evans, from the hotels, from various places. They identified Jack as Richard Beasley. Now, they traced the Craigslist ad back to a small house in Akron where that's where the IP address was stemming from.
Mm-hmm.
Joey Bass had, I don't know, Joe Bias? Joe B-A-I-S?
Bias.
Bias. Yeah. He's the one that lived in the small house in Akron. He said, I have no fucking clue where this Craigslist ad came from. I did not make this Craigslist ad. I don't know who made this Craigslist ad. But then he thinks back that he was renting a room out in his house, and he was renting it out to a gentleman by the name of Ralph Geiger. And they traced, Joey Bias assisted the FBI. He called Ralph Geiger and said, hey, you shorted me $100 in the rent. I don't know what he called to talk to him about. Mm-hmm. Asked him if he wanted to come back for a reduced rate. I'm not sure. But when he called Ralph Geiger, they traced Ralph's cell phone. It turns out Ralph Geiger was actually Richard Beasley. On March 18th, 2000. I'm sorry, that's me moving too far in my notes. Ralph Geiger was a guy that Richard Beasley had already murdered that point. So I believe there was 4 people murdered in total for this Craigslist murder. And Ralph Geiger was one of the gentlemen that was murdered in this farm beef cattle plot. So he used his name to rent this room for a few days, and that's how the FBI was able to narrow that down to him. Now, what's his fucking Brogan? He was tried as an adult. I believe he's still in prison, but ultimately Richard Beasley was he's on death row currently. In Ohio, it takes fucking 50 years to execute somebody, so he may naturally die in prison, or he may get some of that good shut up in him. Shut up in his guts.
Get stuck.
Now on this next one. All right, Rob, tell him we got the next story here. This one's fucking so sad. That's why I'm just give it to you and let you read it.
Okay, thank you. You're so sweet. On March 18th, 2015, so this is pretty recent, Michelle Wilkins, no relation to Bill.
Any relation to Bill Wilkins.
She was glowing with joy as she made the short trip across town to the house of Dynell Lane. She was 34 weeks pregnant with a little girl. The baby was healthy, and she just found a cheap bundle of maternity clothes on Craigslist. Just what she needed to cover that ever-growing baby bump. All she had to do was pick them up. When she reached Lane's home, Lane led her inside, where 2 women talked for about an hour. Then Wilkins followed Lane into the basement for the clothes, and the pleasant afternoon turned into a horror film.
Now, I don't care how friendly the person is. You don't spend an hour chatting with someone that you met on Craigslist.
And then go to the basement?
Yeah. Come on down here.
Yeah.
We got some bleach you want to pour in your ass.
Exactly. So without warning, Dynell Lane smashed a lava lamp. Well, okay. That's a lava lamp. Okay. Over Wilkins' head and shoved her onto a bed, then used a shard of glass from the broken lamp to cut Wilkins' neck. Her hands went to Wilkins' throat, but there was already too much blood to get a good grip, so she pressed a pillow over Wilkins' face.
Jesus Christ.
This is vicious. Losing consciousness and terrified for both her life and the life she carried inside of her, Wilkins tried one final, desperate plea for compassion. I love you, she gasped. Lane grabbed a kitchen knife and replied, if you love me, you'll let me do this. Then she cut Wilkins' unborn daughter from her womb and left the woman to bleed to death.
Oh my God.
Miraculously, Wilkins managed to retain consciousness long enough to dial 911, and she was rushed to surgery at the nearest hospital. And in the same hospital just down the hall, a woman in the maternity ward tearfully clutched a stillborn child to her breast and told nurses that she'd had a miscarriage. It was only later that the truth came out.
Jesus Christ, man.
Dynell Lane faces 48 years in prison for the charges.
Let me tell you something, dude.
Once again, her being able to make it out of that proves that how much stronger women are than men.
Seriously.
No joke.
What a bunch of fucking nut jobs, man. There's people on Craigslist that'll sell you their kids. You don't have to cut them out of people.
Yeah, I know, right? Exactly.
Oh, that tears your heart out right there.
It really does.
I just want to hold her in my arms and tell her everything's going to be okay.
That's horrible.
I fucking hate these people.
I do too.
Die now, Lane. I hope you die from fucking dysentery.
48 years doesn't seem long enough.
I hope you get fucked so hard by a beef cattle that your ass falls out.
Old beef cattle.
Not a regular. I'm talking 650 acres worth of beef cattle.
Yeah.
God, dude, that's horrible.
Fuck that bitch.
So then we've moved through all the nasty, hateful stuff. We're into the funny stuff, Rob. Some of my favorite things on Craigslist, the missed connections, casual encounters, that stuff.
Uh-huh.
There's some funny stuff that happens on Craigslist.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So let's start with our first missed connection here from Craigslist. It's titled, "We Kissed at Midnight, Then You Ran Away."
This is so good. I love
Woman for man, 25 years old, downtown. You, 5'8", scruffy, glasses, wearing a blue hoodie outside the vid. And I asked you for a lighter. You lit my cigarette. We talked about our wishes for the new year. We heard the countdown starting and decided to stay outside. I started to cry and you kissed me, and then we started to make out. Oh, God, yeah.
It's so hot.
After a minute, I felt something warm and realized that you pissed yourself. I'm sorry, I've never kissed a real girl before. Oh, God. I pushed you away, and that's when you ran, but I wish you had stayed. You peed on me, but it's okay. I just want to know who you are.
That's
Please,
love.
please reply, and when you do, tell me why I started crying so I know it's you if you remember. Oh. You started to pee on me. Now this one's entitled "The Beautiful Lady Who Saw Me Pooping." Man for woman, date November 13th, 2009. Me taking a huge poop in the L5P pizza bathroom.
I can't even see this one because my internet went down and I can't see it.
It says taking a huge poop in the L5P pizza bathroom. That's where else would you take a fucking shit in a fucking pizzeria?
Right.
You, drunk, beautiful, discovered that I forgot to lock the door in my haste. Look, I know it must have been awkward for you to see me in that state, and especially since it didn't seem to bother me that you walked in.
Just like, hi.
Steadfast motherfucker.
I ain't moving. I'm taking me a shit, and you pretty as fuck.
We made eye contact for a brief moment. You have the most beautiful brown eyes, no pun intended. I said, "Hey, beautiful lady."
Mid shit.
And he's got a big fucking hog leg hanging out of his ass. Bloom. I said, "Hey, beautiful lady," right as you slammed the door, and I meant it. Everyone poops, and now that you have seen me pooping, I feel like we've already moved our relationship to a higher level. If you read this and feel the same way, respond. I hope the smell didn't offend you. I ate Indian food for lunch. Jesus Christ. I fucking hate this shit so much. This is the dumbest fucking podcast I've ever done in my entire life.
Oh, man.
Next one says, "You farted near the produce."
This is a really good one.
You are beautiful, and even though you're a liar and a fart. Hold on a second. You are beautiful, and even though you're a liar and fart like a Clydesdale, I would love to meet up for a drink sometime. Oh, Jesus Christ. Now, this misconnection is entitled, "Guy with skid mark bought gallon of whole milk, Circle K. Woman for man, 28 years old, Pensacola, Florida."
Hey, I love Pensacola.
This is from 2011. She says, "I was in my bikini at the Circle K. You came in with your short shirt and your bike shorts on. They were white, and you had a pretty sexy skid mark staining your behind. You got 11 sticks of beef jerky and a gallon of whole milk." No wonder he fucking pooped his pants. Fuck me, man. 11 sticks of beef jerky, 11 Slim Jims. I would need a gauze. I would need something to help clot my ass after that. That's wretched. Then you rode off on your bicycle. I will know it's you because you paid in pennies. That's so fucking stupid. Oh, man. Yeah, this one comes from way of...
You paid in pennies.
This is another misconnection. This is entitled, "Accidentally swiped you the wrong way on Tinder. Man for woman." Location, my phone. Hey, girl, picture this. I'm on the toilet, tendering hard like you know I do, when suddenly, bam, a sweet, sugar-faced angel child, baby doll, honey pile shows up on my tender. I am so in awe of your gorgeosity
Gorgeosity.
that I accidentally swipe you left and drop a duke without even trying at the very same time. Instantly, my mind says, my God, what have I done? Just like David Byrne in the classic and oh so apt Talking Heads tune, Once in a Lifetime. I'm so depressed I get off the toilet without even wiping and go lay down in a dark cupboard, and then I squeeze it into a... Then I can squeeze into it if I bend my legs just right and kind of wedge it at a weird angle. I'll now describe you in the best of my abilities. You were/are blonde, pretty, mid-20s.
Okay.
Narrows it down. That's all I have to go off. If this sounds like you, reply to this ad with your photo, cup size, and bank account balance, and we'll see if we can make some magic happen like David Blaine. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, that's good.
All right.
The bank account balance is a big deal.
It is. That's the end of our notes.
Okay.
That was so stupid.
Yeah, that was. I like it.
That was a real howler. You know what I mean? So here we are we're finally in the Christmas season.
Ah, fucking great.
It doesn't feel like the Christmas season to me, Rob Dog. So here's...
No.
It felt so much different whenever I was younger, you know?
Mm-hmm.
There's just no... But so here's the thing for me.
Okay.
There's such a fucking divide in this country right now.
Yeah.
Everyone's got to have a title or a tag.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's got to be a Democrat or a Republican or a fucking whatever. Everyone's got to have a title, and they got to stand for something. Why can't we just stand as, like, you know, I don't want to say stand as one. You can't just be one loving body for one time in a year. Just reach out and help your fellow man. I know there's dirtbags out there that are on Facebook. I ain't got no toys for my kids this year. And then you go to their profile and they've got like, I got $300 for a dog. Tell me what you got. Like, bitch, fucking kill yourself and put that underneath the Christmas tree. That's the best thing you can do for your fucking kids. But you know, my thing, I challenge myself every day to meet one new person. So I work with a lot of people that I don't know at my work. I'll shake hands, say, hey, I'm Nick. You know, I like to meet one new person every day. People like that. You see the guy at the bar with the mustache drinking craft beer? He might be a hipster, but why does he have to have that tag? Go up and shake his hand and meet him. You might have something in common.
Smell his dick.
You might not have something. I guarantee you have something in common. I bet you both like having your wieners licked on.
Hey,
No
yeah.
matter if it's a man or a woman, it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
Guys like having their wieners licked on.
Yeah.
Just walk up to him and say, hey, buddy, you like having your wiener licked on? And he'd be like, as a matter of fact, I do. And you'd be like, so do I. How much does a polar bear weigh? Enough to break the fucking ice. My name's Delicious Nicolicious. Go make new friends.
Nothing wrong with it.
Have the holiday spirit, man. If you see a fucking bum on the corner, tell him to get off the fucking sauce. Don't give him any money. But tell him. No, buy him a McChicken. What's a fucking dollar, you know?
Yeah, true.
He can't spend a McChicken on crack.
Exactly.
He can eat that motherfucking McChicken, though.
Chances are he might just take the food and throw it back behind his back, though.
Yeah, that McJunkin.
Like, I don't want this shit.
Yeah.
I want money.
I'm so tired of McChickens. I want to put some pickles and mustard on one of these
This
motherfuckers.
is the 7th McChicken today.
That's one thing people don't know. When you order that McChicken, you can say, put some mustard and pickles on there for me. That's quite delicious.
The more you know.
It's free as well.
There you go.
Or you order a McDouble, you say make it like a Mac. It's only a few more cents, but it completely revolutionizes the taste of your McDouble.
Oh, I'm sure it's a mini Big Mac. It's a little Mac.
It's a little Mac without the bread in the middle.
Yeah.
Think about that for a second.
Hey.
It's incredible.
Yeah. If you hate that extra piece of bread in the middle, there you go.
I hate everything.
Same.
Except for all of you. I love all of you.
Yeah. There's some of you I could do without. No, I'm sure.
No, there really is.
There's like 2 or 3 of you. No.
They rise.
I was coming down my steps and I saw a shadow shit on my bottom step. And I said, hey, shadow, what you shit on my steps for? And then the shadow took off. That's my story about ghosts.
Yeah, I think that's a terrible ghost story.
It is pretty sad.
But I just read your ghost story on the air, so look, you made it. Actually,
Congratulations.
Wasn't that bad after all. So we're also coming to the realization that we could potentially be Brohio-less for the next couple weeks.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. We don't know what we're going to do these next couple weeks because we may not do episodes because we got Christmas Eve's next week and then New Year's Eve is the week before after that. So remember last year we took like a month off.
Yeah, we took 2 or 3 weeks off.
We got cussed out so hard.
But I will challenge Rob Dog
Yeah.
for a Krampus episode
Okay.
because I think that we could do that real fast.
Yeah,
Get it- maybe
been done.
Maybe even it's been done a lot. But never the Brohio spin on it.
Hey, exactly.
Maybe we could squeeze in here Sunday morning like we used to, old time's sake. Where you're real fucking tired, you have no idea what's going on. We're not funny, we're not excited to do a podcast, but god damn it, we'll do a Krampus episode for the people. Or maybe Sunday night, just get really fucking drunk,
Oh man, I'm down.
talk about a Krampus. That sounds
Krampus.
like a very scary animal.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I don't like it at all.
It's pretty scary.
I would definitely fuck it though.
Yeah, definitely.
If you like this episode, like
Hey.
and subscribe on our YouTube channel
Do it. It'll make you feel good.
because that has no advantage to us at all if you like and subscribe. We do have a YouTube channel.
Yeah. Anytime you like or follow us on any type of social media, it makes your genitals smell 10% better.
It absolutely does. We're on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook. We have a Discord server now.
Whew.
Rob didn't fucking know that, did you?
No, I didn't.
I got on Discord. I said, I have no fucking clue what this is, guys, but here I
Yeah, I
am.
don't even know what that is.
It's a video game chat room.
Yeah, okay.
Fucking dorks. But I was there, so I'm a fucking dork. I like video games. I'm like, hey, I show up. I'm like, I play FIFA 10 on PS2. And they're like, you need to get a PC. I got a PC. Sitting here right next to me.
FIFA 10, man, you can't beat it.
Right. But the PC Master Race, man, those guys get fucking amped up over that PC stuff.
Yeah.
But it's cool, though. I love computers.
Yeah.
You can watch a lot of porn on computers.
Porn
Look up recipes.
recipes.
You can talk to people on Craigslist,
Yeah.
which I don't recommend.
You get your dick eaten.
And for you ladies listening, if you've never used Craigslist before, hire your husbands for your dirty work. So if you want to go buy a table on Craigslist,
Definitely.
send your fucking husband to pick it up. If he says, I don't feel like it, we'll be like, quit being a fucking dumbass and go pick up the table. If the guys from Brohio were here, they would pick up the fucking table for me.
Yeah, we would.
Because they're assholes, but they're gentlemen. They hold doors. They believe in chivalry. They'll eat me out. All that stuff. They're real fucking men. I know they do it because they talk about doing it to their wives.
Yep.
I'll go upstairs and do it to my wife right now, Rob. I don't care if she's awake or not.
I'll watch.
Absolutely.
You expect me to go home now?
Yeah, you're not going to like the smell when I take my pants off. Unless you like ham salad, then you're really going to love it.
I like a good ham salad.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening to the Brohio podcast.
We love you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll see you next week. Maybe.